scary dark room. Hey guys, tonight we journey deep into the dark hills of Wales to a mining town where the shadows linger longer than the daylight and where strange lights appeared in the night sky, lights that seem to watch and wait. Before we get deep into the story, take a moment to like and subscribe to the video. And while you're here, let me know in the comments, where are you watching from and what time is it right now in your part of the world? The town was small, just a handful of houses clinging to the side of a steep valley. Most of the men worked in the mines, and most of the women worked in the homes. It was a place that lived and died by the earth beneath it. But the earth had given more than coal and stone. It had given whispers. Miners often came home pale and silent, swearing they'd seen figures in the tunnels or heard voices echoing from places where no man could be. Most brushed it off as tricks of exhaustion. But one winter night in the late 1980s, the town's fears became harder to deny. The first sign was the light. It came from above the ridge, over the black outline of the hills. Not a star, not a plane, too low, too bright. It hovered with a strange, steady glow, a pale silver white that cast thin shadows across the town. Dogs barked wildly, chains rattling as they strained toward the hills, their growls low and constant. Windows opened, people stepped outside, breath fogging in the freezing air. The light didn't move, it just hung there, unnatural and silent. And then, slowly, others joined it. 2, 3, 4, a line of glowing orbs suspended in the night. They blinked on, one after the other, as if someone or something was counting. The townsfolk whispered. Some crossed themselves. Others clutched their coats tighter. A few went back inside, slamming doors and bolting locks, as if walls of stone and wood could keep out whatever was above them. At first, people thought it was the military. There was talk of exercises, aircraft, some kind of test. But no aircraft hovered like that. No aircraft pulsed with that slow, deliberate rhythm. And no aircraft could silence the night birds and even the wind itself, until the only sound left was the thundering beat of human hearts. One man, a miner named Gareth, swore he saw something more. He told his wife that when he stared long enough, the lights seemed to bend the sky around them, as if the stars themselves were warping, shrinking, disappearing. His hand shook as he spoke. His wife told him not to spread foolish tales, but the next night, when the lights came back, she stood beside him in the frost, and she saw it too. The town grew restless. Some children fell ill with fevers. Some of the older miners refused to go underground, claiming the tunnels had grown too quiet, the earth itself listening. And then the livestock began to vanish. Sheep were found dead in the fields, their bodies untouched except for small, precise cuts, clean as a surgeon's blade. Others were simply gone. No tracks, no blood, no struggle. Just gone. Panic set in. The pub filled with frightened voices, theories swirling like smoke. Some blamed spirits from the mines, angry at the living for digging too deep. Others whispered of visitors, not of this earth, come to claim something or someone. A few spoke of old legends, stories their grandfathers had told, about lights that had haunted the valleys long before electricity ever came. The old men said those lights were warnings, omens of disaster. And then came the screams. One night, just after midnight, a scream echoed through the valley. high, raw, and unending. Windows flew open, lamps lit, and people rushed into the street. It came from the far edge of town, near the woods. The scream choked into silence, replaced by a sound none of them would ever forget. A low hum, metallic and bone-deep, vibrating through their teeth and into the pit of their stomachs. The lights above flared brighter. One by one, houses fell into darkness, as if the very electricity was being drained. People froze, terrified, the night swallowing them whole. In that silence, a single figure stumbled from the tree line. A woman, barefoot, her nightdress torn. Her eyes were wide, reflecting the lights above like mirrors. She collapsed in the snow, and when the townsfolk ran to her, they found her shaking, whispering over and over the same words. "They're underneath. They're underneath." No one knew what she meant. She never spoke of it again. In fact, she never spoke again at all. She sat in her home, rocking back and forth, silent for the rest of her life. The lights came back night after night. Always the same number, always in the same place. Some said they heard footsteps on their rooftops, though no tracks marked the frost. Others swore they woke in the night to find their windows open, though they had locked them before bed. People began to leave the town, families packing up, driving away with whatever they could carry. Those who stayed grew hollow-eyed, their lives ruled by fear of the sky. And then, as suddenly as they had appeared, the lights were gone. One night, they simply did not come back. Days passed, then weeks. The town exhaled. Life tried to return to normal, but it never truly did. The mines closed within a year, the last shafts sealed. Many said it was for safety, but the whispers claimed otherwise, that something had been found deep underground, something that could not be explained. To this day, the town remains half empty. Houses rot, their roofs sagging, their windows broken. At night, the valley is silent, save for the occasional howl of a stray dog. But travelers who pass through tell stories. They say that sometimes when the sky is clear and the moon is thin, lights still hover above the ridge. And if you stand in this street long enough, you'll hear it, the faint metallic hum vibrating in your chest, as if something beneath the earth is still alive and waiting. And so, if you ever find yourself driving through the Welsh valleys late at night, and you see strange lights above the hills, don't stop. Don't look too long. And whatever you do, don't listen too closely, because the people of that town would tell you the sky may not be what you should fear. It's what's underneath. If this story chilled you, don't forget to subscribe to the Scary Dark Room for more terrifying tales.